He was in a hurry, and because I guess it was raining, he wanted to get this undercover.
So you weren't here when Dylan came down here?
He's a friend of mine.
Sure. You don't get rid of friends.
This is Jim Brenner, a farmer tucked away in the remote Utah desert. Police don't realize it yet, but he's pointing them toward the very building where a missing teenager was killed only days earlier. 19-year-old Dylan Rounds had left his family behind to pursue life on his farm. After a final sighting at a local store where he bought supplies, he disappeared without a trace. Strangely, in the quiet, close-knit town, his vanishing act raised little shock, almost as if such things weren't unusual here.
I told that kid to stay the hell out of Montello.
But that whole town, it's a crazy place.
Some other guy pointed a gun in my freaking face.
As days turned into weeks, investigators chased down a growing list of possible suspects: thieves, violent offenders, even drug dealers. But from the very start, the answer had been sitting in plain sight, concealed by someone no one thought to question. The story began on a quiet evening when police received a call from Dylan Rounds' worried family. They hadn't heard from the 19-year-old in more than 2 days, and when they checked his Utah farm, he was nowhere to be found. A deputy was dispatched to meet the family at Dylan's property, but before he could even arrive, a nearby neighbor flagged him down, claiming he might know what really happened to Dylan.
He's been hanging out over that bar in Montello, and I could give you some names of some scumbags over there, but he's been shooting his mouth off about how much money he's making. And there's one guy, Chase Venstra. He's over there, and he can do anything he wants. He's been robbing, stealing, and everything, and the Elko County Sheriff won't do anything about it. And if you talk to his mother, she knows more about it, but he run into Chase on the Tacoma Road the other day, and Chase kind of scared him a little bit.
What's your last name again, Jim?
Jim Brenner. Well, I'll let you get down there before they disturb the crime scene.
Okay, thank you.
I smell something. There's something dead in there.
For the moment, the deputy simply noted the neighbor's words and pressed on toward Dylan's farm, where the anxious family was waiting.
No guns in there.
No guns in there?
Like he said, he has a 40 that he puts in the door every side.
Did you just pop the back window?
I broke it out.
At first glance, Dylan's red Ford truck looked strangely abandoned, its frame marked with minor damage. But what unsettled his father most was the discovery that Dylan's guns were missing from the trailer, an odd and troubling detail on its own. Hoping to piece together more about Dylan's life, the deputy spoke with his mother. That's when she revealed disturbing news about her son's recent encounter with a local criminal.
Glance, Dylan's red Ford truck appeared oddly abandoned, bearing signs of minor damage. But what concerned his father the most was that Dylan's guns had mysteriously vanished from the trailer, a detail that was strange on its own. Wanting to learn more about Dylan, the deputy turned to speak with his mother. She had her own troubling information to share about Dylan's recent run-in with a local criminal.
Dylan's mother confirmed that her son had recently crossed paths with Chase Venstra, very man Dylan's neighbor had described as a local thief and career criminal. From what the deputy had gathered so far, it seemed Dylan might have unknowingly stepped into danger. At just 19 years old, he had purchased 640 acres of land with his grandfather, worth an estimated $200,000 to $300,000, and was quickly earning a reputation for his ambitious dream of building a large farm. But according to neighbors, Dylan's confidence may have painted a target on his back. He often visited rough local bars and spoke openly about his financial success. As detectives went over details with Dylan's parents, two familiar faces arrived to help: neighbor Jim Brenner and his close friend Donald Haley. Both men knew Dylan well. Jim lived in a trailer near his property and sometimes helped with chores, while Donald had long been a mentor and supporter of Dylan's farming ambitions. Yet at that time, no one realized both men were holding back a critical truth about Dylan's disappearance, one they weren't ready to share.
What does he farm for out here?
Himself.
Oh, what does he farm for? Grain or?
Yeah, grain.
Grain?
Yeah.
James stopped me when you guys went around me and was talking to me. He said that you knew something about a run-in he had with a guy named Chase?
Yeah, on Wednesday, but they told me that's normal, so...
I know a lot of the people that he named from Montello are not good people. I only know of them from what people say.
Following the lead, Investigators moved toward the shed to take a closer look. That's when they uncovered the first chilling sign of foul play. Dylan's boots, stained with blood, lying discarded nearly 100 yards south of the shed. The deputy quickly secured them for DNA testing and called in backup to search the property. What they didn't yet realize, however, was that the most critical clue wasn't on land at all. It was hidden 20 feet beneath the surface of a nearby pond.
Did get a few.
Okay.
The last location was 15.4 miles from the boat line tower, which puts him on this back road.
So would that hit him walking? Okay, that's, I know my son, and that's the shortest route to his camp.
If he walked,
That road ends right out there.
if he walked, he would have come this corner, cut across this field.
But that's his closest cell phone, Pete. Not in town, it's out here.
Off of that road, the back road into the compound.
Then we go down to where it is.
Yeah,
What time was that? Does it tell you?
that was at 14:58.
So right after,
So just before 3 o'clock.
right after you left. So he must have pulled in right behind you, dropped off the grain truck, and I'm telling you, I bet you he took off walking.
How do you get to that road from? So we don't have to go all the way back to Lucerne Pond and over.
No, I guess,
Perfect.
okay.
According to Jim Brenner's timeline, whatever happened to Dylan likely took place between 1:30 p.m. and 9 p.m., the hours when Jim had left the shed to visit his friend, Donald Haley. Police quickly cross-checked his story, and Donald confirmed that the two had indeed shared dinner during that window of time. But with Dylan's exact movements still a mystery, deputies escalated the search, calling in a helicopter to scan the desert landscape from above in hopes of spotting any sign of him.
There's just some boots out there they've only been out there for a day or two. You didn't see anybody else around here?
I left here about 1:30, went over to Don's, and I was there until about 9 o'clock at night. And when I come back, that truck was here. It's just one thing after another. But he's a friend of mine.
Sure. You don't get rid of friends. Those two boots out there, they're brand new. Like they've only been out there. They're the same color leather as your boots, and they're the same ones he wears. So we're just curious of why his boots would be out there. Same size he wears. They've only been out there probably for a day or two.
He might have threw them out there.
Yeah, maybe he did. Well, does he know that's a dump out
Yeah.
there? He does?
He's got electronics and shit in there. Maybe, I don't know. Because like I say, he was here. He had to have been here. Brought the truck here.
Yeah. Huh, that would make sense.
After an exhaustive sweep of the surrounding area, no trace of Dylan or any clue as to where he might have gone was discovered. Over the following days, search efforts pressed on as Daniel's family and local volunteers joined the cause. But despite their dedication, they too came up empty-handed. With no progress, suspicion soon shifted to Chase Venstra, a local criminal. Both Dylan's mother and his neighbor Jim recalled a recent encounter between Dylan and Chase, making him one of the last people known to have seen Dylan alive. Chase already carried a reputation for violence, including a 10-hour armed standoff with police in 2016, and was well known in the community for all the wrong reasons. Fortunately for investigators, he also had an active domestic violence warrant, giving police the opportunity to bring him in for questioning. But when officers arrived at his home, Chase was gone, possibly already fleeing the law. They began canvassing the town, asking locals if they had seen him, and were soon pointed toward the Montello Cowboy Bar, a spot Chase was known to.
This right here? That's the guy that he's a partner with. This is where he dropped the grain truck off. Where's this grain truck? It's back into that silver building there. So the big one? Yep. You want to go up higher, Mike, or you think good, please? Do a nice high orbit. You can look at everything with a camera, and then we'll come back down and see if we see anything with her.
After a full sweep of the surrounding area, no sign of Dylan or any indication of where he might have gone was found.